Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. So this is my Friday haul. As usual, I do not shop at supermarkets. I only shop at food discount stores, stores that save food from landfill. I no longer shop in supermarkets and haven't for many, many years. And I love the way I shop like this. So everything you see on the island today, everything you see over here at the far side of the kitchen and the plants here on the cooker, I'm going to talk you through how much I've paid for each item, how much the total shops cost me, what it would have cost me in the supermarket, and what my overall savings are today. If you've never seen these hauls before, you will be flabbergasted. Let me start at the beginning. So I got 400 grams of whiskers. We're taking care of my friend's cat at the moment. That will help along the way with feeding them. So I paid 20 pence per can. So I've paid 40 pence in total. Had I bought those in the supermarket, they would have been £1 each, costing me £2 in total. So it's a £1.60 saving. Next is a pack of cooked beetroots. I literally just slice that, add my own pickling vinegar to it, and we eat that with our salads, etc. So I've paid 20 pence for that beetroot today. In the supermarket, it would have cost me 66 pence, giving me a 46 pence saving. Next is a flat lettuce. I've paid 20 pence for the lettuce. It would have cost me 80 pence in the supermarket, giving me a 60 pence saving. A tub of bisto, sorry. I've paid just 20 pence for this gravy today. It would have actually cost me £2.50 in the supermarket, giving me a £2.30 saving. Absolutely amazing. A small Marks and Spencer's whipping cream. I've paid just £1 for that today. Full price, it would have cost me £1.85 in the supermarket, giving me an 85 pence saving. A tub of cheese sauce. I've paid just 50 pence for that today. That would have cost me £2.20 in Waitrose, giving me a £1.70 saving. Absolutely lovely. Another lettuce, so this is a Morrison's iceberg. I've paid 20 pence for that, would have cost 89, giving me a 69 pence saving. We're heavily eating salads at the moment, and all the salad ingredients are disappearing quickly. I got a packet of Sainsbury's pilau rice. Oh, that fly doesn't look too good, does it? Pilau rice. I paid 20 pence for that today. Would have cost 45, giving me a £20, 25 pence saving. This gorgonzola looks absolutely beautiful. So I picked up two. I've paid 20 pence per slice of the gorgonzola. Had I purchased them in the supermarket, they would have cost me £3.50 a pack, which is £7 for the pair of them. That gives me a £6.60 saving. Absolutely amazing. So we'll cook with one this week and one will go in the freezer for something in the future. I've got a nice slice of melon with a slice of blood orange on the top of it. I've paid 20 pence for that. That would have cost me £2.50 in the supermarket, giving me a £2.30 saving. There is a fly in the kitchen and it's absolutely desperate to get that melon. I got 2 bunches of the spring onions. I've paid 40 pence, 20 pence per bunch. In total, they would have cost me £1.38 in the supermarket, giving me a 98 pence saving. Lovely. I got a small broccoli and a small cauliflower, which is enough for us. They've cost me 10 pence each, so 20 pence in total. They would have actually cost 50 pence each in the supermarket, £1, giving me an 80 pence saving. Absolutely wonderful. I got a large pack of cherry tomatoes, 500 grams. I paid 20 pence for them. They would have cost me £1.60, giving me a £1.40 saving. Lovely. A tin of chicken luncheon meat. I've paid 84 pence for that today. It would have cost me £1.50, giving me a 66 pence saving. Lovely. A peppery baby leaf salad. It's got a good mixture of different peppers, tomatoes, etc. in it. We can expand it with whatever we've got and add some onion to it. But I've paid 20 pence for that today. That would have cost me £1.97, giving me a £1.77 saving. Lovely. 3 bottles of fruit shoot berry. Now I've paid 60 pence per bottle, so it's cost me £1.80. Had I bought those in the supermarket, they would have been £2 a bottle, costing me £6. So I have a £4.20 saving. Absolutely wonderful. These are for myself. It's 4 bottles of Lucasade. I've paid just £2 for those today. They would have cost me £3.25 in the supermarket, giving me a £1.25 saving. And again, we have 3 bottles of raspberry, orange and passion fruit Vimto. Now I've paid £1.50 per bottle, coming to £4.50. Had I purchased those in the supermarket, it would have cost me £6. So I've saved £1.50. I've saved 50 pence per bottle. Lovely. A large bottle of lemonade. I've paid 84 pence for that today. Would have cost me £1.39. So we have a guest staying at the moment and he'll enjoy this lemonade. So I've saved 55 pence on that. A box of cereal, Kellogg's, Oaties. I've paid 40 pence for that. Would have cost me £3, giving me a £2.60 saving. Absolutely lovely. A large bag of fruit chews. It's just 100 grams. We place them in the sweet bowl and help ourselves. I've paid 20 pence. They would have only cost £1 in the supermarket, but it's an 80 pence saving to me. A pack of tea bags from Mr. Wallflowers. Again, I've paid 20 pence. They would have cost 49 pence in the supermarket, giving me a 29 pence saving. Some sardine paste here. So they're literally just small little pots of sardine paste, but they're lovely on a sandwich or they're nice on a bit of toast. I've paid 42 pence for them today. They would have cost £1.29, giving me an 87 pence saving. Absolutely wonderful. Some ice pops. We've got good weather here today. It's really been good temperatures. We've been given heat warnings as text messages. So these ice pops are ready to go in the freezer. So I've paid 84 pence for those today. It's a 12 pack and they're really big. They would have cost £1.76 in the supermarket, giving me a 92 pence saving. Lovely. I found some phyllo pastry. I don't come across it very often, so I picked 2 of them up. Now they've cost me £1 a piece today, and I've paid £2. They would have cost me £4.50, giving me a £2.50 saving. But you know yourself, if you're a cook and you make phyllo pastry, the amount of butter it takes makes the phyllo pastry very expensive to make. So I was so happy to find them today. Also found a pack of the puff pastry. It happens to be a gluten-free one as well, but I picked it up all the same. I've paid £1 for that. It would have cost £1.88 in the supermarket, so an 88 pence saving. These chocolate bars, I've been picking them up each week, but I've never had one yet. They keep getting eaten. So it's 3 gold bars. I've paid 40 pence for the 3 of them together. They would have cost me £1.50, giving me a £1.08 saving. Now these I do eat, these are just for me. So these are 4 cherry bakewells. I've paid £1 for them today. They would have cost me £3, giving me a £2 saving. 2 little pots of grapes from a friend Win. So these are red grapes, absolutely lush, seedless, so she'll be fine with them. So I've paid 40p for the 2 trays. They would have cost me £3.40, so it's a £3 saving, which is absolutely wonderful. And look at the size of this. So this is a Marks and Spencer's extremely chocolatey tray bake. And I just thought with having a visitor here, we could all have a slice of that after tea tonight. I've paid £4 for that, but that would have actually cost £16 in Marks and Spencer's. So what a blessing that is to have. And it'll be lovely. We also picked up these. So it's a large pack of Marks and Spencer's scones. Now I got those absolutely free. Now had we purchased them for Marks and Spencer's, they would have cost £6.60. So that's a full £6.60 saving. Mr. W really likes these pink wafers. Now they've just cost me 50p today. They would have cost £1.55. So it gives me a £1.5 saving. And as all the regulars will know, he loves his Tuck crackers. So again, I've got him 2 packets of the bacon flavour Tuck. I've paid 84p for the 2 together. They would have cost £1.38. So it's a 54p saving. Beautiful. And the Pombears. So we've got 12 packets of Pombear crisps. I've paid 84p for all of them together. They would have cost me £3 in the supermarket, giving me a £2.16 saving. We've got a nice Hovis loaf, best of both. I got that absolutely free. It would have cost me £1.25, so full savings. And I got 2 Hovis toasties, but 2 of those. So they've cost me 20p each, 40p. Would have cost me £1.98 in the supermarket, giving me a £1.58 saving. Nice tin loaf. I think this will be lovely made into garlic bread. I think we really enjoy that. So I paid 25p for that today. Would have actually cost me £1.30, giving me a £1.5 saving. The cheese twists, I like these for a dinner. There's also a pizza and another cheese twist in there. I've paid 25p, but when I worked out, that would have cost me £4.80, giving me a £4.55 saving. I got 6 barm cakes. Got those absolutely free. They would have cost 45p. And look at these, absolutely amazing. So at first I thought they were pinks and scented. I already knew by looking at them they were a perennial, but they're coming up as Alpine, Pink, Aztec, Star, and they were already on for 50p each. The lady looked at me, she said, I know you want to make a deal, so make a deal. So I said, rather than give you £4 for the tray, can I give you 3? And she said, no problem, put a hand out for the money. So I think they average out about 40p per plant. But as the perennial, I'll have them for many years to come, and the scented. So the ones that don't look too good, I'll just give them a bit of haircut. I'll plant them out this year. We'll have them for many years to come. So 8 for £3 is an absolute blessing. If I had bought those in a garden centre, they would have actually cost me £15. So that's half price. Yeah, and that's a half price. So that would have been a £12 saving. So all in all, everything you see here today on the island and behind me, I've actually spent £31.44. Had I bought it in the supermarket, all this would have cost me £117.07, giving me a grand saving of £85.63. When I come to some items and I say this item, say the tin loaf, I say, oh, this item only cost me 25p and it would have only been 45p in the supermarket, and I've just saved 20p on that. People go, well, why would you bother? But as you see, I save little amounts on many things, sometimes vast amounts. As you can see, I've saved £3.30 per slice of cheese. But on the little ones, I'm prepared to save 10, 20p, etc. because across the shop it builds up. I've actually saved myself today £85.53. It's not overboard. The biggest thing overboard here is the large cake, but there's 4 of us to share it from, and maybe the 8 plants for the garden. But for £3, be rude not to. So yeah, don't be scared of saving pence. Across the shop, it adds up to many, many pounds. I do this shop each week. I bring it to you. I show how easy it is to save money. It's well worth a try. Even going to the, if you do use supermarkets, go to the reduced section, see what you can get there and cut the pennies, save the pennies. Across the year, it's an awful lot of money, even if you don't do it on the scale I do. Okay, lecture over. I hope you enjoy everything that I've shown you today. The biggest find I'm happy with is these because they will last for many, many years. The rest we'll enjoy. Will last quite a while and we'll enjoy it, but they'll still be here in years to come. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. Please take care. Remember you're loved and the world is a better place with you in it. Bye, love.
Look at this detail. This Wallflowers UK shirt is honestly the most comfortable thing I own. Simple, stylish and perfect for every day.